Hello everyone, welcome back to more chess. Playing 1510 as white against Stone Gossard? I don't know what that word means. What does that word mean? Luxury British lingerie store, huh? Okay, well there you go. Some kind of... Alright. That might be what this is referring to, maybe not. Okay, so what is this opening? I don't know what this is. The French, I guess, right? Yeah, we just take more center and then they try to take it away. I guess trying to unveil this. Okay, I'll just put another knight out. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Here would, or here would be totally fine with me, so that must not be what they're planning. I had this check, but don't really want... Actually, I think I would be okay provoking that pawn move. The problem is they don't have to make it, right? They could block with the bishop or the knight. I think this would be a bad move for them because the knight here can't be played. But this would be fine, and I think I would just back up at that point. So why not just develop here in the first place, basically? Or here, making their king a little bit less comfortable about castling. Well, that would be bad. I just dropped the pawn. There's this, which also is bad, but... because this pawn would be an issue. Well, the queen's guarding it. But it just seems like they just kick it away. It really doesn't accomplish anything. I don't know. I mean, we can go for that, but I can also put my bishop somewhere good, and we'll see what happens. I just really don't think this is much of anything. And in case they have any weird tactics on this pawn with this discovery, we're covering them a little bit better now. Yeah, like this, for example. This pawn's in a little danger, but... okay, so now this forces knight here. Do they want to do that? Or here, which we've said is probably bad. I guess in either case, it means they have to put the knight here, where it's well controlled by my pawn. So I think now I don't mind this check. And then we just retreat to one of these squares. But since they blocked with the knight, we don't have to retreat yet. I think we'll just castle. Really? What ideas do you have on this file? This doesn't need your support. This? I guess must be the plan. Why? You want to challenge this pawn. This knight also can't really move. I can push past, I suppose. That might be good, but it gives the knight so much more freedom. What about this? I'm a bit more developed. I should be trying to make pawn breaks, I guess. It's currently attacked. If I move here, it's attacked 3 times and defended only twice, so it would not work out. It's only attacked twice, but this knight could discover another attacker. if it moved. Well, then I could try this, right? And then work on this file? Okay. Maybe I could have done this first. I don't know, but I'm not too concerned. Yeah, I don't want to invite the queen out. And right now the knight doesn't want to jump in anyway. Check. Is that any good? I don't think so. Just invites another knight to defend anyway. I definitely want to open this file up for my queen. Ooh. My queen's busy here, now that I look at it. Oh, and this knight is pinned. Mistakes may have been made. Well, this knight is also a little bit pinned, in the sense that if he takes... Oh, he is actually pinned. By the bishop. I forgot. So this guy has to move, and then I have this, right? Or, actually, this is probably better? Okay, so let me just sort this stuff out. What am I supposed to do? I see. If I do this, they can take with knight, getting out of this attack. And if I take here, it's just horrible. Taking here leaves me down this pawn, right? So I think here and then here? Or no, here... I'm not sure, but I don't like how this has turned out. If I want to take with the queen so I don't break this up, but I actually am in a position to trade off some major pieces, so maybe this would be okay, and I want to keep my queen here, and the pawn attacking this. And I don't want to free up pieces to come to here. So I think I actually have to take with the pawn to maintain all the various forms of pressure that I have at the moment. And my pawn is currently in danger from the bishop. I could push it, but it just gets captured by a pawn immediately. I can go here. Discovering an attack on the knight with my queen for what that's worth. And then maybe have this later? Because where's the knight going to go, right? Yeah, let's try that. You might have to do bishop here now. Oh, I wanted to play this anyway. Now the knight is in some serious trouble. Well, I guess maybe they move the knight to discover this attack, and I'm not here fast enough before they can trade the queens off. Okay, they're not going to do that, though. They want me to trade here so that this can happen, I think. Guarding the knight a second time. If I go here, they kind of need to retake, I think. And then I can win the pawn and defend my pawn. I'm a little worried about what they see that I don't. I guess this is attacked 3 times. And even if I get my queen in there, it's defended only once. But I can take first, and then this one's still in trouble. And so I think is their kingside? Right, they can never castle, and this is open now? I mean, I don't know, mine's not so hot either. Now, I don't really want to let this rook go here with tempo if I can help it. But it's not clear what else I'm supposed to do. I could move immediately, I guess. I probably should, right? I want to start bringing rooks in. Yeah, I want to start importing rooks. So let's just... Well, am I missing anything over here? I don't think so. Let's just start importing rooks. I think I like this trade, right? It lets me get my bishop over here. Okay. I guess their idea would be this, maybe? But whatever piece they put here, I can make quite uncomfortable with a pawn push, I think. Alright, it's currently attacked by my queen, defended only once, and this pawn push would do something to it. There's also this check. I don't think it's good. They would just block. So maybe here first? There's also this. But they block again. And I think they're happy about that development. Well, what about this, though? The only block would be here. And then we pick up the knight. So they would have to move the king if here. Where would you move it to? Surely not here, right? These light squares are illegal. So here? Am I happy with that? I think it's better to go for this first, probably. No, the knight just moves. Like, I don't really see what I've accomplished by attacking the knight. Yeah, let's get the bishop in on the king side action. And then we pin the knight? Probably? Yeah, but with which rook? I think this one, actually, because now suddenly these are the two files that I want. We have this to attack the knight. We also have, like, this, or maybe this to pin the bishop so that there's no defender anymore, and the queen could just come in. But I think this is the cleanest approach. I don't know. Maybe my king wants a second pawn over near him. I'm not sure. I could even just like barge in with the rook and take both of these pieces if they don't defend again. It wins a little material, so it's not amazing. There's probably some better way to like win a knight for a pawn or something like that. Or possibly to win it for free. If I can come up with more pressure with these guys. Oh good, my opponent's back. I was worried we would have another abandoned game. Oh, and you know what? Yeah, that's an important square to guard, I guess. I was just noticing this, right? Skewers the queen. So that's what they're guarding with this, I think. I don't really see what that rook is doing. This, maybe? But my bishop is taking care of that. So this is one play. This is another. Check. Bishop takes. Check. Rook takes. Check. King moves, and then we can trade queens, or we can pick up a bishop. No, the king could come here, I think, and we would have to trade queens. So how am I in that exchange? Down a rook, up a minor piece. Down a second minor piece. But then up a rook. No, that's bad for me. I'm just like giving up a minor piece, basically. Wait, what? No. We each won a rook, and we each won a minor piece. So that would be about even. I think this is just better. I guess they're trying queen here? I don't know. I have plenty of rooks on the back rank. Really don't care at all about that pawn move, I don't think. So takes, right? Yeah. Still not concerned about the queen. Oh my god, that was like the worst move in the game. Yeah, they were threatening the queen, I guess, but we had this. Check, king moves, rook takes. Okay, a nice solid win. Before we ask the computer, let's look around at what happened. Pirc defense, not French. Okay, maybe French is a d4 defense. Is that right? If I d4, one of these is French, isn't it? Horwitz? I don't know. I don't know what the French defense is. I thought they might be playing it. All right. Anyway, Pirc defense. And indeed, d4 is overwhelmingly the most common move. Very good. That was also very common. Knight c3. Yep. g6, apparently standard. It says f4. Just go in for more center control. More pawns. Wow, f4 so early. But it also thinks knight f3 is totally okay. That's the classical variation. And this, the Austrian attack. Fascinating. Okay, so we can close the opening explorer now. So I thought this was a nice way to inconvenience their knight. That rook move, I still don't really understand. I want to know what the computer thinks of this move. I think it was right. Computer disagrees. It says queen takes is immensely great, and pawn takes is bad. Huh. Why? I mean, knight g8. It gives them a chance to run away with their knight. Okay, but this doesn't? Ah, we're attacking this with the queen now. Forget about all this nonsense. And about winning this knight, which you were never going to be able to do. Just march into the queen side and start taking stuff. It's pretty serious. Look at this poor king. Yeah, okay, I see. So I was a little too focused on the knights in this position. And I thought that keeping this available was important. But I'm not totally sure why. I saw that this was bad. And indeed it is. But I thought it was important to keep a queen trained here because of, like, if I could make this guy go away, I thought I was winning some material here. But actually I'm not, right? The queen and king are defending twice. And we're attacking only twice, so... Yes, if I could add another defender or another attacker, we would win material because this is pinned, but I can't actually do that. So this idea of maintaining the attack here is sort of pointless. I should just take my advantage and not ruin my pawn structure for some imagined benefit. And as a nice bonus, I get to attack over here. Okay. How about other stuff? Knight there, sure, I guess. Or no, that wasn't good, right? Because the queen is still here. And so I think this was good. I'm not sure what they were supposed to do about it. Yes, that's a difference, actually, between... That's why, when I take here, it says they can afford knight here. Because now when I bring the bishop back, the queen is in front of the battery. And it would be a bad trade. But when I took with the pawn, they can't afford to go here because of this. Right, the knight is trapped. This is covered, this is covered, this is covered, this is blocked. So I think the next move has to be like bishop here, opening up a space for the knight so that when bishop here, knight can retreat. It's still by no means comfortable for black to have to do that. They just basically spent like 2 moves swapping the position of 2 pieces as opposed to like advancing one of them somehow. Now I guess another question to ask would be, did I have to make this trade now, or could I have gained something by waiting? I did have to make it now because I didn't want takes. Okay. But now I don't want to allow takes. So I trade the pawn in first before picking up their pawn. Well, I guess now that I look at it, I could have done it in the other order and it would have been a bit more forcing, wouldn't it? Because this comes with check. They can't actually take here yet. And then I can still take this way. Oh, that would be maybe better? I don't know. It forces king here instead of like maybe allowing king here after the knight takes. Right? When I play like this, they could, if they wanted... Oh, defend this pawn! Oh my god. Yeah, so definitely a big miss here. I really needed to do this first, so that they only have this one legal move that lets me still win a pawn. Or not win a pawn, but avoid losing a pawn. I guess it does. It wins this pawn. When I take like this, they have here. And now the pawn is defended and pretty difficult for me to attack. My queen is also under threat, so I can't just like build up pressure. I have to do something. I mean, I could leave her, but then trades. Like maybe it's nice for me, but I don't get any attacks on this pawn. Okay, so I think Stockfish will say that I was wrong to take f6 on move 14, and that I should have taken with the queen. And, you know, here, takes. Yes, there's an attack on my queen, but she can just leave. It's fine. I mean, there might be even some ideas with this, pinning the knight. I'm not sure how great that really is. Can I really maintain the queen if something like this? I could trade her, but I'd rather not. She's very active right now. So I would probably just back off when attacked. Here, maybe? All the way back to here? Well, if I'm going to do that, maybe I might as well trade her. Try this pin, encouraging this. Okay, but anyway, none of that happened. Instead, we captured here, and they made the mistake of taking with the bishop instead of the knight. So we got the pawn anyway. I got my king out of the way with the idea of this. And then they opened up the center, which seems very bad. Yeah, also letting me make use of this kind of marginal pawn. It's not exactly weak. It's well advanced in a good spot, but it's doubled and isolated. So now remind me why I went over here instead of over here. Bishop block, I guess? Maybe. Because it seems to me that if the king tries to move, he's going to be very unhappy, right? He has to go over here. And then we just rook him. And that's like pretty much lights out, I think. One way or another. You kind of have to block with the bishop here. And then we just... Well, we don't pile up here. But here, probably. No? I actually can't get my queen to this file so easily, can I? The bishop's covering here. Knight's covering these squares. Still, it seems quite good. So, for that reason, I suspect the king would not move. Instead, bishop would block, and then... Ah, but then I just take the knight. That's why... Okay, so I think bishop here would have been better. And then the king has to come over here. Probably to the light square? Yeah, because if here, the bishop can't get in the way anymore. Then we have this. No legal king moves. The knight block, I guess, is okay, maybe. Yeah, I didn't think about that. The bishop can block, but it's a little bit sad. Whereas the knight is probably pretty happy to block. Oh, also, if the bishop blocks, then we take this knight. So knight blocks is pretty much the only move here. This still seems like quite good for me, but I don't see what I'm supposed to do about it. There's not some queen sack, is there? Check, check. After this? No, because this space is free now. And even defends the bishop. Rook sack check? Check would make a lot more sense. Here, here. King can't move is dead. Yeah, I think so. I think after all this, I had this idea, just like kind of being closer to the king and covering two parallel diagonals. But I think if I had thought it over some more, this is a better play. Because what's the king supposed to do? Nope. Stockfish disagrees a lot. Says this is fine. There's nothing here, huh? After this? Here? I thought this. Oh, right, the queen is, yeah. Queen is undefended if you do that. Okay. So it says rook here is good, which I agree with, but this was also fine. Okay. And this is probably pretty much an only move. Like, block seems horrible for reasons we discussed. Here doesn't look very good. I like here. And then I think this is right. It likes the other rook, huh? Oh, it says they're very, very close. Take your pick. I like this one. Yeah. And then we just have a victory here. Check. King has to move. Probably, I don't know, to a light square. And I mean, maybe there's something better than this, but this is surely very good. Oh, yeah, that is better, huh? No, this is better. Look at that. Okay. So what's the idea? It doesn't matter. We're hugely up. Apparently there's some checkmate, but we could also just try to trade down. Okay, now let's see what the computer thinks about the game as a whole. I'm trying to do more like analyzing of my games without the computer's help first, so that I can spot some of my own weaknesses. Rather than just relying on what the computer notices and then saying, aha, I'm improving. Okay, 2 blunders. Not great. So it didn't like this, which I don't totally disagree with. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it put their knight in a pin for a while, but I think they could have castled at some stage fairly early in the game and made the pin pointless. And then just put a pawn here. I thought it was nice to force their knight over here instead of here. But apparently not. This already? Yeah, that does seem okay. I mean, not amazing or anything, but they can't just push. They have to either take or run away with the knight. And if takes, then I have my queen eyeing this up. And if they try to instead come in with their queen, preempting that, I get a pretty great rook. And they still have to deal with this attack on their knight. So I think I come out ahead if they take. And if they don't take, I'm probably also happy because I get to, like, Do this? Maybe? Maybe maybe I just leave the pawn here, blunting this bishop a bit. No, this is bad. I mean, there's like obviously this idea, like go away bishop, but I don't really see it doing much. Bishop can, well, I can't really go here because I'll, yeah, I can. Knight will just take this pawn. No. Yeah, bishop can't go here, so he has to like go far away. Maybe that's worth something, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. They spent a tempo, and then I got to do something useful, and then they're spending another tempo to go away. Or just improve my queen. Fair enough. It says I'm hugely up, and pawn takes brings me to just barely up. Wow. Is this it? That doesn't seem so great. Oh, right, it was this. No, that can't be a 7-point difference. Really? Huh. It actually prefers push. Attacking the knight, but why? It says they castle, but suppose they don't. Suppose they allow me to trade queens. Saying second best is to just give the knight up over here instead. Uh, why not say here, protected by the queen? Oh, because well, no, it's also protected by this pawn. So now I can go here. Oh, the pawn coordinates with the queen on this square. I see. I didn't think of the pawn as a checkmating resource. So why is this any good? Because it guards this square, and I have to spend a tempo on taking it. Oh, or it can block. I see. Huh. Okay, yeah, that pawn could have been a much bigger nuisance. By trading him, I gave up a lot. And then pushing here is still fine and threatens mate in one. But it gives them a chance to defend. So why can't they do that when I push the pawn? Because the king is still in the way. I see. So by doing this first, it means they have to castle. And then I just like win the knight. And have this absolutely disgusting pawn. Although I don't think I can maintain it, right? They attack and I just like go over here or something. No, it says just keep going on the king side. Forget this pawn. Who cares? Forget this pawn. You're losing it too. Why is this so good? I guess it just provides some eventual support for this kingside attack. King h1 was a mistake. I mean, I could have advanced this pawn sooner, threatening this, perhaps. Or brought over the knight? Maybe that's a good idea. This bishop is doing a great job defending. Let's try and make him stop. They take here, though, and then they're still defending pretty much everything. What else is there? Just this? Pinning the knight? Maybe that's useful. Here, pinning the bishop? I think I thought about that, but didn't like it. I forget why. So it is bringing the knight. Forget about this stupid pawn. But why? Like, here... They're still watching the square. We have this? I see, maybe. The bishop doesn't have a lot of places to go if we attack him, right? He would have to go here to stay defended. And apparently that doesn't work either for some reason. Oh, because he's needed here. I see. So yes, he does defend here, but all the places he could move to that still defend here are actually guarded by my pieces. So if he ducks out to grab a pawn, I can chase him off of this diagonal. That's why it's useful to attack him with the knight. He can't actually maintain defense of this post anymore. And it's saying, well, you better just trade, get the queens off, or get this queen involved. Queen h3? It's not a move that would occur to me in this position, but apparently it's way better than every other move. Tying these guys down? But why? Who knows? Just baffling. Well, those were my mistakes. I would say that the biggest one was this pawn takes. I'm okay with not spotting this, although it is quite good. I had my eyes on this pawn and getting the queen into their position. It would be even cooler to do so with an extra pawn just sitting there ready to provide the support my queen needs. Right? Light square support would be amazing, and my bishop can't provide it, but this pawn could. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.